In real estate, timing is everything. A missed deadline or delayed action can jeopardize a transaction, harm a client's financial interests, or even result in the loss of a property. The Arizona Department of Real Estate, ADRE, emphasizes that every licensee must perform all duties expeditiously and without delay to protect clients, maintain trust, and uphold the integrity of the profession. This obligation is not merely a matter of courtesy or professionalism. It is a legal requirement under Commissioner's Rule R4-28-1101A-C, which mandates that a licensee must act with reasonable care, promptness, and diligence in all real estate activities. The rule exists because real estate transactions are built upon deadlines, inspection periods, financing contingencies, earnest money deposits, appraisal timelines, and closing dates. When an agent fails to act quickly, a client's position may be compromised. For instance, if a buyer's agent neglects to deliver an offer before the seller accepts another, or fails to submit a counteroffer before expiration, the client could lose the opportunity entirely. Likewise, if a buyer's agent delays forwarding an earnest money check to escrow, the transaction could fall out of compliance with ARS. Section 32-215-1.01a, which requires timely handling of transaction documents and funds. The ADRE considers timeliness a core part of reasonable skill and care. Acting expeditiously is tied directly to the fiduciary duties owed to clients, specifically loyalty, obedience, and accounting. Loyalty demands that a licensee prioritize the client's interests, which often means responding to time-sensitive situations without hesitation. Obedience requires that lawful instructions be followed promptly, not delayed. Accounting involves maintaining timelines for funds and obligations, ensuring that every action is completed within contractual and statutory deadlines. For example, suppose a buyer's inspection period ends on a Monday, but the buyer's agent fails to deliver the buyer's inspection notice and seller's response, BINASAR, until Tuesday morning. Because the delivery was late, the buyer's right to request repairs may be waived automatically under the terms of the Arizona Association of Realtors, Residential Resale Real Estate Purchase Contract. In this situation, the agent's failure to act expeditiously not only harms the client, but may also violate R4-28-1101A and lead to disciplinary action by the ADRE. Another example involves communication delays. Under R4-28-802A and R4-28-1101, a licensee must provide written notice of any material changes or facts that could affect a transaction promptly. A listing agent who learns of a roof leak on the property must not wait days to inform the buyer's agent. Any delay could result in a breach of the duty to disclose material facts and expose both the agent and broker to liability under ARS. Section 32-2153A3 for negligence or unprofessional conduct. The principle of prompt action also applies to document management and escrow procedures. Brokers must review all contracts, addenda, and related documents within 10 business days of execution, as required by ARS, Section 32-215-1.01G. This ensures that errors are caught early, deposits are processed, and compliance with all statutory obligations is maintained. A licensee's delay in submitting documents could result in administrative penalties for the brokerage or, in severe cases, suspension of the agent's license. Arizona courts have long recognized that timeliness is fundamental to fulfilling fiduciary obligations. In Hill v. Jones, 1986, the Arizona Court of Appeals emphasized that a licensee's duty to act in good faith and disclose material information includes the responsibility to act without unnecessary delay. In California, Easton v. Strasburger, the buyer's real estate agent and the seller's agent both became aware of serious soil instability and prior landslide activity on the property. Instead of promptly informing the buyer, the agents downplayed or failed to disclose this information. After the buyers closed on the property, the land began to slide, causing substantial damage. This means that even if an agent eventually delivers information, it must be done in time for the client to make informed decisions. The timing of an action is as important as the content of the communication itself. In Arizona, not promptly disclosing material facts exposes agents and sellers to licensing penalties, civil liability, fraud claims, breach of fiduciary duty claims, contract disputes, and reputational harm. The law is clear. Disclosure must be full, accurate, and made at the earliest possible opportunity. Being expeditious also extends to the handling of post-closing or contingency-related tasks. For instance, when representing a buyer who must deliver proof of loan approval within 5 days, an agent's failure to follow up with the lender and submit that approval can cause the transaction to cancel. Similarly, sellers' agents must promptly communicate counteroffers, multiple offer notifications, or HOA document deliveries under ARS Section 33-1806 and ARS Section 33-1260, which govern the timely disclosure of community association information. The best practice for ensuring compliance with these timing obligations is to create and maintain a written transaction timeline checklist. This should include critical dates for earnest money, inspection periods, loan approvals, appraisal contingencies, title review, and close of escrow. Many brokerages, in compliance with R4-28-1103, require that agents use transaction management systems such as SkySlope or Dotloop to document actions and maintain a clear record of performance. Review summary. This section emphasizes that timeliness is not optional. It is a core legal and ethical duty for all Arizona real estate licensees. Acting expeditiously ensures client protection, maintains contractual compliance, and prevents disputes. Under R4-28-1101A and C, licensees must act promptly in every transaction step, from submitting offers to delivering disclosures and handling funds. Failure to act in a timely manner may result in disciplinary action under ARS Section 322-153A3, which governs negligence and incompetence. Ultimately, timeliness demonstrates professionalism, strengthens trust, and safeguards the integrity of the real estate process. Discussion prompts. Why does the ADRE consider prompt action a legal requirement rather than a professional courtesy? Answer: because timeliness is part of the fiduciary duty of reasonable skill and care, and delays can materially harm clients or violate contractual and statutory deadlines. How can a licensee protect themselves from missing critical deadlines? Answer: by using a detailed transaction management system or checklist to track dates, communicate proactively, and maintain compliance under R4-28-1101. What are potential consequences of failing to act expeditiously in delivering documents or funds? Answer: the licensee may face client disputes, financial liability, or disciplinary action for incompetence under ARS Section 32-2153A3. Closing remarks. In Arizona real estate practice, every hour can make a difference. Acting expeditiously reflects respect for clients, professionalism toward colleagues, and compliance with the law. Real estate professionals who consistently meet deadlines and communicate promptly are not only avoiding violations, they are building reputations of trust and reliability. The key takeaway is simple: diligence and timeliness are inseparable from ethical representation. A licensee who acts promptly protects both their clients and their career.